Dr. Michelle Trawick, PhD, is the John Becker Dean of the University of Nebraska at Omaha's UNO College of Business Administration and Professor of Economics. That was probably my worst subject in business school. Over the course of her 25 years in higher education, Michelle has won numerous awards for teaching, research, and student advising. She has spent more than a decade immersed in higher education, administration, and advancing the success of students, faculty, and staff. Good morning, Michelle.
Good morning.
And you and Jeff and I, we went to lunch with Stephen Driscoll, who's with your organization, and learned a lot about the college and very impressed about everything that's going on at the College of Business Administration. I went to Tulane University, which is a faraway place, and I would have been honored to go to your business school.
Well, thank you. It is a love that everyone who's there has for our mission. We serve an important role here in Omaha and go to work every day to make it successful and ensure that our students and our community are better off because we exist.
And we'll get into it, but it's amazing how all of UNO, but especially the College of Business Administration, how you engage with corporate citizens, stakeholders, and you're out there. The Exarban campus is an amazing thing. Carl Mammal, Rod Roden, two people that I've known for a long time. Their names are on there, but there's thousands of other people that make things happen over there. And the college goes back 71 years to Omaha University when it was on Dodge Street. And give us a little bit of your background. You hail from Kentucky.
Yes, I grew up on a farm in Kentucky, in south central Kentucky, just north of Nashville, Tennessee, not too far. I am a first-generation college student, went to Western Kentucky University, fell in love with learning, and kept going to school. I'm not any smarter than the average bear, but I'm pretty stubborn, and so I just kept going until I went as far as I could. Graduated from North Carolina State University, and then have been on a trek in higher education to make a difference in the lives of folks the way education has done for me.
Now, in Kentucky, do they have Nebraska jokes?
I'm not sure they know where Nebraska is.
Okay,
so.
that's the joke right there. But
there's the joke.
Just for the record, we never make fun of Kentucky.
That's right. It's okay. We all make fun of Kentucky. They'll make fun of us when they get a chance.
Well, Michelle, I'm seeing here over 16,000 CBA alumni are actually living and working in Omaha today. I am one of them. I actually have an MBA from UNO, so I appreciate all the work that you have done there and the department as a whole. I think it's just a great place, and it really changed my life because I was in a career change. So for me, it was a big deal. I was a science geek in college, and then I changed to business. And if it wasn't for that MBA, I don't think I'd be where I am today. So 16,000, that's an incredible number.
Well, I think I had a typo. It's it's over 13,000. So truth in numbers, right?
Gotcha.
It's over 13,000 living alumni working right here in the Omaha Metro.
We'll be 16,000 shortly, I'm
Let's
sure.
hope so. We're working on it.
The College of Business Administration at UNO had a major event happen in 2010, right?
With the opening of Mammal Hall.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
it was
in
a major
Roskins Hall
event.
before.
That's right.
And was that where you went?
I was at Mammal Hall, so I can't believe it's really only been 2010, and now we have a new wing, and we have all this new construction and a beautiful building. I really enjoyed going there every day, and it felt like I was making meaningful connections, and there was so many conferences, and the alumni network is very strong, so I saw a lot of those folks there too. So the facility is wonderful.
Well, we work really hard. We have an amazing team of folks that make sure that the technology is state of the art. We want our students to feel as if they are in a true professional work environment. It's a really high quality, high end learning environment for them.
You had big shoes to fill, and Dean Lou Pohl, who is beloved and still an advisor to you, was there for 17 years. And when did you take over for him?
I started in February 1 of 2020.
Okay, so you're fairly fresh.
Yes.
Quite the timing there.
I know. It wasn't the best of timing. On the other hand, I really felt like UNO was well prepared to handle the pandemic. Our college had made great strides in perfecting some of the skills needed to do distance education. And so for many of our faculty, it wasn't a huge lift when we had to flip due to COVID. For the others who had not worked on that, we already had staff and colleagues who could help train and tweak some of their techniques so that our students didn't suffer as much as I think some schools really suffered with flipping to online. We did pretty well.
So way back in 1987, when I went down to Tulane University, we had to do 2 years arts and science, and then the business school was 2 years for an undergraduate Bachelor of Science in Management. How does it work at the College of Business Administration at UNO?
It's a little different here in that you could, depending upon your background, you could go ahead and start taking some business classes early on. We integrate the liberal arts through our general education program throughout the curriculum. It is more business heavy the last 2 years, but we do make sure that students have that liberal arts education spread throughout.
So when they apply for UNO from high school, do they declare that they're going to go in the business school?
They do. We do. We allow admission on the front end. Not all business schools do that, as you mentioned. We allow admission on the front end, but we have exit requirements in terms of GPA and grades achieved. Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. So you've been there for a few years now.
Yes.
And
no longer new.
Hopefully, you don't have that new dean smell, right?
Exactly. It's all worn off.
Okay, that's good. And that's why I asked about Jorge, if his kids have that new baby smell still.
Mine does. One of them actually does.
No, he's fresh.
He is fresh.
He's
3 months?
4 weeks.
4 weeks. Wow.
Yeah.
Moving right along. Let's talk about let's talk about the presence. And you have 15 undergraduate concentrations. And what are the most popular?
Gosh, they change over time. Just like there's a business cycle, there's also a cycling of our concentrations. Nationwide, accounting is on a decline, yet accounting employers are really in high demand for them. So there's some transitioning there. And
we're going to have like 80,000 new IRS agents. We need more accountants.
Apparently. Right now, real estate's on the rise. It had declined for a few years, but it's really growing quickly right now at UNO.
That's
Dr. Baberwick
yeah.
is an unbelievable force over there, and you're lucky to have him.
And that's a unique thing to have a real estate major or focus at a business college. Not everybody has that. I thought that was really, really cool, actually.
There aren't many in this region, and we've got an undergraduate program along with a certificate that non-degree seeking folks can come and take those classes to get the certificate. Our sales program is growing really quickly. That program at some institute, when you hear about it, not everyone understands the impact of a sales program.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about that.
Jeff's going to be disappointed he's not here for our conversation about a sales
because he's a sales trainer all over the world. But so Jorge and I are clearly in sales, and it's such a term that it's kind of hard. It sounds obvious, but at the same time, this is the first I've heard of a sales. Is it a degree in sales, or is it a Bachelor of Science in Management? What is it?
All of our undergraduate degrees are Bachelors of Science in Business Administration with concentrations, those 15
like marketing.
Concentrations. Marketing, accounting. Well, sales is one of those concentrations. And why it's so important, in my opinion, is that it blends with, say, your real estate concentration. Then you can add on that secondary sales concentration to really enhance your skills. I encourage all incoming students to at least take the first sales class. Those techniques that you learn in that class go a long way to advancing a professional in any career, in any occupation.
Absolutely.
What's interesting is I love negotiation. And do you have negotiation classes?
They cover that in one of our upper level.
I think that should be a class.
Yeah, I think there was the first class I took in the MBA was actually, I think, the sales course, and we did negotiation, and we not only that, but it was like mock firing and hiring.
That's my
and
favorite
those
part.
are interesting.
All right, let's get back to our discussion with Dr. Michelle Trawick, who is the Dean of the College of Business Administration at UNO. And let's talk about what are the trends. There's the growth has been incredible over the last couple of years. Why are more students going into business school?
Well, I'm sure you're aware that higher education in general has been questioned about its value. And I think what we're seeing is that potential students, whether they're the traditional high school graduate or non-traditional students who are looking to advance, are thinking about what's the highest value, what are the highest value programs for us to study. And there are several programs at UNO that are doing quite well in terms of enrollment. But business is one of those degrees that no matter what ultimate occupation or industry you're in, the skills that we teach are considered of high value. And so I think that is a lot of it, that post-pandemic, people are really even more laser focused on what is of the best value in terms of a college degree.
How has the College of Business Administration reached out to the community, and how do you interact with not just the major employers, but the small business in Omaha, and make sure that your students get practical experience?
Well, there are really so many ways, and it could vary from guest speakers that we have to come into the classroom, all the way to for our undergraduates, our graduating seniors, work on. We have what we call a capstone cup, so they break up into teams and they compete in a real live business case. So this past semester, they worked with Rocket Car Wash. They've worked with scooters.
That's a liquid business too. Both of those are liquid businesses.
They are. And so they work with the leadership at those companies who are experiencing a strategy problem or some challenge that they'd like to overcome. And they're willing to work with our students to listen to their questions, to allow them research data for their research. And then those students compete on solutions to the problems. And we get judges in from all over the community, including from those companies, to select the winners. At the graduate level for our MBA, those capstone projects are based on real life projects at nonprofits here in our community.
Isn't there also a stock market portfolio that your students run?
Yes, that is. It's the Maverick, investment fund. Oh my goodness, the Maverick Investment Fund is managed out of our finance, banking, and real estate department.
How are they doing?
They're doing great. I asked for an update not too long ago. I can't remember, but they're in pretty good shape. David Volkman, who's been the department chair for, I don't know, not quite 3 decades, but it's been a while. He works with a team of students. He and another faculty member work with a team of students, and every year there's a transition in terms of who's managing. But the feedback I get from the students, they form a little club basically to manage that portfolio. It's a really great experience for them.
If my investment advisor doesn't pick it up, I'm going to talk to you about putting money with that group.
Okay, sounds good. Well, we have a venture fund too. That's something different. So we accept donations. It's not for profit, but we accept donations. And then we have a group of students who do due diligence and then award startup monies to companies in the area. So it's really cool.
Nice.
Pretty great. Lots of great practical experience that you can have there. I mean, personally, I was a graduate assistant at the Nebraska Business Development Center, and that was a real job. And we went out and talked to small businesses and advised them on getting SBA loans or getting government contracts with like the GSA, for example. And I know that still exists. That was a huge one. I see here mention of a student success center. That also seems to be a pretty a great resource, I guess, for the students there as well. Can you expand a little bit on that?
Absolutely. It consists of a team of professional advisors, and we all know how important it is to be careful with your path so you don't waste time or money. as you're progressing. So we've got professional advisors. We've got our own career center. Real life work experience is really important for our business graduates, and so they help with internship placement and final job placement. We have a recruiting team as well that help us develop pipelines of students that will come in to study business, that maybe even folks who might not have ever considered business as a possibility for them. And then we have our Scholars Academy as well. It is a learning community. 20 students a year are admitted to that. It's a really high-touch, highly engaged group of undergraduates. So at any one time, we have about 80. I think they've got maybe a 95, 96% graduation rate.
Wow.
Well, Dr. Michelle Trawick, we're lucky to have you at UNO and running the College of Business Administration. We appreciate you coming on, and we told you it'd be a quick hour. And it is. And so we have a break that we have to hit, but thank you.
Thank
we
you.
look forward to working with you, and Grow Omaha is a big fan of yours and of your programs, and long live UNO Business School.
Go Mavs.
Go
Thank
Mavs.
you.
Thank you.
If you like this video, be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. And remember, Grow Omaha is not just media. This is a mission. We are trying to build up Omaha and make it an even better place. We can only do that with your help. Share this video with your friends, neighbors, and family.